what's doing, guys? Back with a fresh vinyl video. Today we're picking up with Bandai Marathon Episode 4, 1957's The Mysterians. Bam! So, what figure are we talking about? You can see it right here. Moggera. Moggera. Moggera? Look, I'm not a Japanese kaiju-ologist, and I don't pronounce shit right ever. But I'm trying. All right, so this is the Bandai figure from Moggera. I'm just going to pronounce Moggera. We're going to do a little story time as we go about this. Now, if you noticed, I got two other figures over here. We're going to talk about that. They're over there because I don't want to knock them down. I don't want to break them. And we're going to get to that, why they're over there, if you can't figure out already, okay? All right, so 1957's The Mysterians. If you haven't seen it, guess what? That's a mistake. And you need to see it. You need to fix that. This is probably right up there as my top 3 non-Godzilla Toho films. Probably top 4. Because I could go at War of the Gargantuas, Frankenstein Conquers the World, Matango, and The Mysterians. Right there, there's my top 4. I don't know which order, but this is up there. This is the DVD. I bought it from G-Fest back in 2013. Okay? It's in color, and it's fucking awesome. Excuse my French. I'm going to try not to curse. But came out in 1957, and once you pop that disc in, and you will hear the awesome cues of Akira Ifukube. And the soundtrack for this movie, phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love this movie. So much fun. Actually, I'm going to watch it after I'm done doing this review. Okay? So, 1957's Mysterians. I bought that movie at G-Fest 2013, like I said. That was the first time I saw it. Yes, at the age 30, I only got around to seeing The Mysterians. The movie was hard to find. Like, I never saw it in video rental stores. Never saw it on TV. Okay? Yeah, so definite must see. Now, the figure here. This is the Bandai Moggera, okay? The figure came out in 1994. Yes, the movie came out in 1957. Figure came out in 1994. If we remember, in 1994, Godzilla Vs SpaceGodzilla, they brought back Moggera, but this time part of the UNGCC, Moggera, Mobile Operations Godzilla United Aerotech Vacuum Systems Update. Something like that. I forget what it stands for. Sue me. All right, but finally in 94, we got this awesome Moggera figure from the 57 film, as I already said so many damn times. The figure, it is freaking awesome. Okay, now I'm going to little manhandle this one because I can. All right, so it comes with a hang tag. Get the figure, and he's got antennas that are up on his head. Not these antennas, but those antennas. Story time. Why is the tag detached and why are the antennas broken? Because this figure has got to be one of the hardest Bandai figures to ever ship. Okay? Probably right up there with the Bandai Kamacuras. There's probably a couple others, but this has got to be the hardest figure to ship. Okay? So, I bought this figure probably in 2015 or 16 or so. I can't remember exactly. But during a move, it got damaged. I thought I was going to be slick and keep it on like the front seat with me. That was a mistake, during the move. I didn't pack it. I just literally I'll just put him on the front seat. Dumbass. Yeah, and that's what happened. I'm pretty sure I was really aggravated and pissed off. I was trying to fix the antennas, and I threw it. I fucking threw it. Yeah, I did. And I was been aggravated ever since, okay? Aggravated ever since. That was 2016. Tag fell off, both antennas broke, paint scuffs on this thing. I mean, it still actually looks really good. But that was not going to work for me, okay? For this figure. This doesn't work for me for the Bandai collection. That was a problem, all right? So it was not until 2 years ago or so, or was it last year? I think it was like, was it 2025? Sometime in late 2023, I bought another one. Okay? So this was one that's got the tag attached and both antennas attached. And I don't remember which one it was at first. Well, we'll get to why I have two of them. But I needed another one. Okay, I needed one with attached antennas and attached tag and with as good as a paint job as I can get. Mind you, the figure came out in 1994. So it's 2025. The figure is 31 years old. Boom, all right? But let's go back to story time again. Moggera. What was my first exposure to Moggera? Have you guessed the movie? No, that wasn't. It was a little NES game called Godzilla Monster of Monsters. That was the first time I ever saw Moggera. That game actually introduced me to a lot of kaiju that I had never seen them in the movie before. Hedorah, Gigan, Baragon, Gizora, almost all the monsters that you fight throughout the planets. I'm like, where did these monsters come from? I've never seen them in a Godzilla movie. So lo and behold, eventually as I started getting around to seeing all the other movies, I was like, that's where that monster's from. What do you know? Okay. So that was my first exposure to Moggera. Godzilla Monsters. Great game. All right. So now why do I have two of them? Why? So let's back up here to go forward. I think I bought this one for probably around $100, maybe a little over when I first bought it. Got damaged. Boom. Okay. Fast forward 2023. I bought another one with tagged antennas and everything. And I think I also spent about $100. So I was like, not bad. I'm not really complaining. I think that's a fair price for this figure. Attached tag, attached antennas. Beautiful. Now, I will say, when I bought my second two, from bought off Yahoo Japan, and it was shipped with a cardboard helmet. So basically, you take a piece of cardboard and make like a rectangle over his head, like a helmet. Protect the antennas. Good to go. Came from Japan. No problem. Boom. All right. So I had that one. But then it was also I must have got this in like 2022. And then I saw early 2023 maybe. Late 2023, I saw another one. Now, I thought there was a couple people on my Instagram that saying, they got to get one with antennas and all that good stuff. And I'm always looking on Yahoo Japan from time to time, frequently, often, like every day, like only a little bit. And I saw another one up there. I'm like, oh, look at that. Another one. Like, you don't really see attached, tagged, and attached antennas Bandai Moggera figures all that often. So I think I forwarded it to like two other people, and they didn't jump on it. I'm like, what's the matter? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? So I was like, they're not jumping on it. I'm like, fuck it. I'll buy it. I'll have two near mint Moggeras because why not? Why not? I'm like, I love the movie. I love the figure. It is so damn rare to find the figure with the antennas attached. And there it was, a second auction, also for like $100. Might have been a little bit less. So I was like, I'll bid on it. I'm like, I sent it to two other collectors. I'm like, have at it. But they didn't bite. So I'm like, I'll eat. And now I have two of them. Now, the shit part is that the second one, I actually think it's this one. I can't remember. When it came in a box with a bunch of other Bandai figures from Japan, from Yahoo Japan, Bai and all that, they didn't bother. They just put it in a fucking bag. I was very pissed off. Anybody watching, if you remember my Instagram live when I was unboxing it, yeah, I was not happy. Not a happy camper. Fortunately, the one antenna, it was cracked. It wasn't completely off. So I did a repair job, and like, you wouldn't know unless I pointed it out, but it's fixed. And it's barely noticeable. Thank goodness, because if it came off entirely, I would not have been able to fix it. But that's why I have two of them, okay? And I love them. I'm very careful with them. The one that broke, I was at my parents' house, and I had to create the helmet for it. So I took, again, piece of cardboard, up, that over, and down. And then I wrapped it with bubble wrap as careful as possible, because you can't have the antennas touch anything. So that was the whole idea. I actually made the cardboard was rounded over the figure here, so it sat on him like a freaking helmet, literally. So I got it home in one piece. Pristine. All right, so I'm going to use this for reference, but we're going to pull up carefully the X Plus 30 centimeter Moggera, just so for a quick size comparison, okay? And then we're going to pull over the Toho Maniacs Mysterians. I only have the yellow and the red. I haven't hunted down the blue one yet, but I'd like to get the blue one eventually. And honestly, like, we should be showing these because technically Bandai owns all of this, and these are Bandai Namco, right? So here's a size comparison. 8-inch scale Bandai Moggera with X Plus Toe 30 centimeter series Moggera. Both are beautiful. And then we got the little friends here, the M&M brothers. I mean, they look like M&Ms. Maybe like Reese's Pieces cups. Or Reese's Pieces. Yeah. Okay? So this is size comparison. All right? Now, did I even really talk about the figure? No. So we're going to do that now. And begin. All right. So the figure has got, again, when I talk about articulation, we're not talking true articulation. Even though it really works on this figure. The arms move. The head moves. I'm not touching those ones, but those move too. Tail moves. And no, his doofy little legs don't move, okay? But again, like I said, not true articulation. It works for Bandai figures and Sofubi because of how the figures are made, the flanges and everything on how the figure is put together. So you get some movement there. Now, anybody that has this figure, I would imagine you probably would agree with me here. You want to be careful moving the arms on these figures. I know the Bandai Mecha Kong, if you rotate the arms, spin those arms too much, you'll end up damaging the paint as it moves around the figure. So just be careful. This one, really no issues. When we get to King Kong Escapes, I'll show you what I did damage my Kong arms, but I got to look at it again. I don't think it was that bad, but you don't want to do that. The paint will rub off, and that stinks. Not fresh. So that's the articulation. The sculpt and everything is really, really beautiful. Again, we're looking at the X Plus here. Look at the Bandai one. You know, it's like really, really good for a 1994 Bandai figure, and for a character that you only seen on screen once. Like, Bandai definitely went all out on this figure. Very, very nicely done. Sculpt, detail, paint, all that stuff looks beautiful. I even love that, you know, it's got the little shovel thing there under his drill, you know, for it to dig and burrow underground. So that looks really good. The eyes look good. Everything looks really, really nice on this figure. So they did a great job. In the back, this dorsal fin, we'll call it, looks really nice. Nice detail. Tail looks good. Everything. Beautiful, beautiful figure. If you don't have one, I highly recommend trying to hunt one down. No, I'm not selling one of the two. Sorry. I'm selfish like that. But gorgeous figure. If anything, you could always hunt down the X Plus, 30 centimeter, or there's even the 25. I had the 25 for a period of time. But once the 30 came out, I'm like, yeah, I need that one. And then I sold the 25. But such an awesome figure. I can't wait to watch the movie now. So I'm going to put that back over there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's your episode 4 Bandai Marathon, Moggera. Definitely hit me up in the comments if you want to talk about it a little bit more. Looking forward to the next video. Just a couple shameless plugs here. If you're still watching, you want to get a fresh vinyl shirt, some fresh vinyl gear, check the link in the description to TeePublic. Do it. And make sure you give me a follow on Instagram. I'm usually posting, you know, updates more so there. I'm like feeling motivated. I really want to get busy with the channel again. I keep thinking about bringing back Fresh Vinyl Live, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the motivation goes. My schedule's pretty crazy, so it's hard to actually schedule something. Excuse me, drunko pants. Wearing a cape like it's Halloween. Looney Tunes. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you check out the Mysterians. If you haven't found it, this DVD is pretty hard to find nowadays. This is the Tokyo Shock DVD. But you got to find the movie. Find the Japanese version. Something. Hunt it down. Watch it. It's phenomenal. Can't recommend it enough. Usually when I talk about this movie and I hear somebody hasn't seen it yet, you know, unless you're like Christine Chapin, she probably hasn't seen it. You know, because she's a super fan. But you got to see it. It's like a rite of passage for 1950s and 60s show era films. Sorry, Christine. I'm just breaking your chops. I mean, it's too much fun. Anyway, all right, that's all I got. I'll see you on the next Bandai Marathon video, and that will be Varan. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, buy vinyl, fresh vinyl. Bam!